When we create a Pandas series, not only values are stored, important information about that series is also stored in memory. Information like index, data type, size, shape, dimension, and memory usage. These details are called the attributes of a series. Today we will learn and understand all major attributes with live coding examples, and at the end of the video we will build a small project-based inventory management program to see how real companies use these attributes. So this class will cover both theory and practical use. So keep watching. Now let's understand series attributes using a very simple program. Firstly, you have to create a series, obviously. So here I have created two series, one with a default index. Default index means like when we don't create it, and it usually starts with 0, then 1, then 2, then 3 and 4, because here we have 5 values. Next one, I've created another series SRS, where I have created one index manually, which we call as labeled indexing. So here my indexes are A, B, C, D and E, and that's my data. Okay, so now we will be checking attributes for the series. So let's begin. Okay, pay attention and don't go anywhere. So the first one is we are going to check the index. Well, first thing that you would come in your mind is like we can check the series the moment we print the series, but it's not the case. Sometimes in real world what happens, like you may need the index separately while you are not printing the entire series, like for some reasons, okay, you just need the index or you just need the values, right? So we'll get to see at the end of this complete program, when we cover all the 12 attributes, we'll see with a real world example like where and how these things are actually used in the technical industry. Okay, so keep watching. Now, how we check the index? Like, let's say the name of my first series is SER, right? Okay, so it's ser.index, just like that. And then you do the next one, which is srs.index. Okay, so for both these we will be seeing what is the output. Now I have printed all the headings, so don't be confused, just focus on the first output. Now see, this one is for the one which we did not create a separate index, the default index one. So for the default index, it's displayed in this way, like a start, stop, like from where it's starting, from where it's stopping, and the step, like one step, default step is 1. Second one is the manual one that we have created, the labeled index. So it is being displayed in this way along with the data type of the index. So keep this in mind, especially for this one, the index one, because in your exams you might be getting questions, output questions related to this. So don't be confused and write it in the correct way. Okay, so note it down in your notebooks. Now we'll be moving to the next one, the index name. Now what is the index name? Does index even have any name? No, not until you give a name to it. So how you give a name to your index? Write the name of your series object like ser.index.name. Now you put equal to and put quotes, and inside quotes you write the name of the index, like let's say serial number, just in general. And nextly I will print the entire series to display how it comes in the output. Okay, so let's look at the next output, index name, and it comes beautifully with the heading I have created, serial number. So this one is for the index heading, like the index name. A shape tells the structure. Okay, structure means like whether it's a one-dimensional, how many rows it has, how many columns it has, in that way. So we will just write the name of the series and we will just write shape, then we run the code. Just keep watching. Okay, so that's the shape. Now shape means 5, so it simply means that like with a 5 and a comma. So you know what, in case of series, please keep in mind, series is a one-dimensional data structure, so we have only one column. Now if the series output is a column, then all the values that you are getting all must be rows, correct? So basically here you have 5 rows and one column. So the one column is not shown. You will notice the difference the moment you learn data frame, because over there we get the shape in rows and columns format. But as of now, you can just remember while learning series that here we get the output through a tuple firstly, so it comes through the brackets like the parenthesis, and here 5 represents that 5 values are there in one like a row like dimension, and the comma is also represented to display that this is a one dimensional data, because a single value tuple always is displayed in this way if you remember about tuples. Okay, so next one we are going to check is the bytes. Bytes means what? Like what is the total bytes of memory your series object is using. Total size, you can think like size means what is the size of memory. Okay, so how we check it? Just write the name of the series like ser.nbytes. Okay, the attribute is nbytes. We'll also check for the second one. Why? Because here we have 2 different data types, my dear. So let's see how they output. So I'm curious. See, the bytes for both int64 and float64 is 40, right? Okay, and that too for both the data. Okay, so that's quite interesting. Why? Because in both the series we have got how many values? 5 values. So here it's like 5 values multiplied by 8 bytes each, which is 40 bytes. Okay, so keep it noted about the bytes. I'll just comment and write over here like 5 values multiplied by 8 bytes each, so it resulted in 40 bytes. So just check it and let me know what happens when you change the number of values, right? Is it always multiplied by 8 or not? Check it and know it by yourself. Next is the dimension. So we all know the dimension of a series is 1. So we just write ser.ndim, like ndim, dim. Okay, so that's the name of the attribute. And yes, the dimension here is 1. Obviously, series is a one-dimensional data. Next, we check out the size of the series. Size simply means like how many elements are there in the series. So it's pretty simple. You just write the name of the series and you write size, that is size. Okay, so what is the size? The size is 5. Obviously, we had 5 elements. If you increase the number of elements, it will show that much elements for the size. Okay. Okay. Next one is item size. Item size means what? What memory is being used by each of the item. Now see, I'm going to show you something. Like if you write ser.itemsize, usually in the books, whatever is followed for your syllabus, whichever books you follow, majority of the books will cover this one, but it's outdated. So you'll get error if you run the code. It would say like series object has no attribute item size. So what does it mean? Is my book wrong? No, the book is not wrong, but maybe it's not updated because Pandas is getting updated so fast that it's not possible to update the books so fast. Okay, so the new versions would not work with item size. It would work with dtype.itemsize. Okay, so let's check it out. Sorry, let's check it out. This time no more errors. It says item size is 8, right? So just now try to match it with the bytes we covered, like where I told you that for 5 elements the bytes is being shown as 40, where we calculated that each byte is having, like each element is having 8 bytes of size. So same thing you can see here that the item size for each element is 8, right? Okay, next one we come to is hasnans. If you don't know what is nan, don't worry, you will learn about nan in my other videos, but still let me tell you in short that nan means not a number, which is actually used for missing information or missing values in a Pandas series. So we are going to check whether our series has any nan value or not, okay, which we don't have actually. So if you just do ser.hasnans, it's going to give you in booleans, it will say false. So let me run the code. So hasnans false. And if we had a nan value, then what would happen? For that I need to import numpy in my program, import numpy as np, and I'm going to change one value, let's say this one. So here I will just write np.nan. That's it. Now this part is going to be an nan value. In the beginning, let me also print the series, which is srs. Now I'll run the code and show you what happens. Okay, here I've given one extra s. Let me check. I didn't. Okay, I'm going to print for both the series. So srs dot hasnans. Now it's high time to run the code. So hasnans false, and next one comes to be true, and just check my Pandas series where I have one NN value, right? Okay, now moving to the next one, which is empty. Now we are left with only two more attributes, empty and series name. So empty means what? It will check whether your series object is empty or not, like whether it's an empty series or not. So for that, just write the name of the series dot empty. So what is it going to return? It's again returned in boolean. It says false, obviously, because my series is not an empty series. And if I had an empty series, like let's say I'm just creating one, s1 equals to pd dot series, then I just give empty pair of parentheses. Okay, so this one is now an empty series. Okay, I'll keep it over here. Now if I check s1 dot empty, it will display as true. Okay, so moving to the last one, the last attribute, which is series name. We have already done one, which is index name. So there we saw that we can give a name to the indexes. If two indexes, why not to the series, right? So let's give a name to our series, ser dot name. That's it. Put equal to and put quotes, and inside it you write a name for the series, like what to name. I'll just name it as a Pandas series. As simple as that, right? And then you print the series, which is ser, and you see how you get the output. It's at the end, so it displays the series also with the index name, and at the end it says name Pandas series and then the D type. So usually we get the D type in the beginning, right? Okay, and also let me show you something, that just exactly using this attribute inside the print function, we also get to see only the name of the series. Okay, so even that is interesting. We just get Pandas series. Imagine we can do it inside a if else condition checking. We can check with the name. So many things can be done. So that's it for all the series attributes. But wait a minute, don't go anywhere, because I'm going to demonstrate a real use of Pandas series programs, which is going to be very interesting. It's quite a project style program I'm going to show. Okay, so keep watching. Okay, so if you are still watching my program, congratulations, because you are really interested to learn, and that's very good, because now we are going to come to the real world programming. Okay, we will see how, just out of theory, we'll see how we can actually implement the attributes in a real world programming system. Okay, like for a inventory management. So here I have created one series named as stock, where this is going to be my index, laptop, mouse, keyboard, monitor, printer, and these are the values. So the values are representing the stock for these items. Firstly, let me show you the output, the series. So this is the current stock, and it says that laptop 12, mouse 4, keyboard 25, monitor 2, and printer 18. So these are the number of items we have in our stock. Now firstly, we are going to use the size attribute to check what is the total, like the total number of products. Okay, so I better write total number of products. Okay, so after that I'll just write stock, which is the name of my series, dot size. Okay, so if I do this, if I run the code, it says total number of products equals to 5. That's awesome, right? Okay, so we got to know that there are total 5 items. Now let's say we want to check if there is a low stock for items or not. So we're going to give a low stock alert. So if, what to do, let me put a condition, like we'll put the values attribute in condition. So how I will do that, if stock dot values, I'm also going to use the min function of Python. You must know about this. So we are going to check that if values dot min. So we are going to fetch the values, and then we are going to fetch the minimum value from the series, right? So let's say, what is the minimum value here? It is 2. 4 is also less. So we will check if anything is less than 5 or not. Then we say print low stock alert. So that's awesome. Let's run the code. Total number of products 5, and then it says low stock alert, right? Because the items are less. Now we'll be doing our index and looping. We will be saying that there are certain products which needs restocking. Okay, so what needs restocking? So I'm going to use a loop where I'll say for item in stock dot index. Okay, then I say if stock item, because item is the loop variable over here. So if stock item is less than 5, then we print item needs restock. Okay, so we can also implement it in this way. Let me run the code. So mouse needs restock and monitor needs restock. Isn't that actually wonderful? So see, mouse is less than 4 and monitor is, not less than 4, less than 5, and monitor is 2, again less than 5. So it is alerting us that mouse and monitor needs to be restocked. So this is one clear example of attributes. So that's it for attributes video, and I hope you learned something out of it. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, and please share this video with your friends, whoever is an IP student. Okay, so share it as much as you can, like the video, comment about your thoughts on this video, and wait for my next video. Until then, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep coding. Thank you.